The construction of the natural rocky breakwater at Palm Jumeirah produced an underwater environment that is not only suitable but highly conducive to the development of a diverse marine invertebrate and fish community. This is clearly evident in the video you are watching. This new natural rocky breakwater is one of the largest artificial reefs on the planet, and most importantly, it's one of the healthiest. Prior to the breakwater, numerous research scuba dives proved the original ocean bottom a poor environment for marine life. Solid three-dimensional reef structures were non-existent. The barren bottom consisted mainly of a thin layer of shifting sand over a caprock of consolidated sediment. It was a marine environment parallel to that of a desert. It was a difficult environment for marine animals to adapt to. Algae and encrusting animals attach quickly to the newly placed breakwater rocks. The colonization of coral was first observed about a year later. Today, these initial coin-sized coral colonies have grown into a diverse and healthy coral community that provides up to 25% rock cover. Many of these individual coral colonies are now over 20 centimeters in diameter, representing an incredible growth in a very short period of time. Clearly, they have found the new environment to their liking. These colorful round clumps of coral are actually colonies of hundreds, even thousands of polyps. The variety of forms that are created by this colonial growth make up some of the most beautiful structures to be found in nature. The major coloration and color variation of most living hard corals is due to a zooxanthellae algae living in the coral tissue. These colorful algal cells normally number millions of cells per square centimeter on the coral surface. This algae that resides on the coral tissue also provides an effective mechanism for removing wastes and therefore permitting rapid coral growth. One marine animal helping the coral is the sea urchin. With spines for protection and tubular extensions for feeding, movement, and breathing, there are several different types of urchins. The urchins you see here are known as raspers. They eat algae from the rocks. By cleaning off the algae, the planktonic coral larva now has a place to settle and grow. In urchins, the sexes are separate and the larva undergoes development planktonically for a period of 1 to several months before settling into the seafloor to develop into the black, pincushion forms you see in the video. A fine silky sand, easily disturbed by my hand, is found at the very bottom of the breakwater. Another type of long-spined, debris-feeding urchin lives here, with small fish using the urchin's needle-like spines for their own protection. Moving upward from the 10-meter base depth, a fine sediment cover can be observed on the rocks as a result of minimal water currents. The rocks do continue to be a protective habitat for a wide variety of fish. Note the lack of coral, in part due to the competing sediment cover on the rock. The effectiveness of these natural rocks as a home for marine life is clearly evident in the video. A conservative estimate would be the breakwater has afforded a 1,000-fold increase in marine life. Moving upward at a depth of approximately 6 to 7 meters, the coral colonies begin to appear and increase in density up to a depth of 2 to 3 meters. The urchins and oysters also increase in density. Rock-cleaning urchins also benefit the oyster growth. Oysters are broadcast spawners, and that is, the eggs and sperm are released into open water where fertilization occurs. Within hours of fertilization, the eggs develop into free-swimming planktonic larvae. To survive and mature into adults, the oyster larva needs to settle on a clear substrate or rocky area. The oysters in turn are filter feeders, straining planktonic algae from the water. As filter feeders, they are also good indicators of total coliform bacteria levels and therefore could be potentially used to monitor waterborne pollution levels. As I move toward the surface, higher currents and wave action in the upper regions of the rocky breakwater are too strong for larval coral development. Despite seaborne activity in the waters off Dubai for thousands of years, man's knowledge of the marine communities has been limited. Now, with a new scale of human activity, it is important to be alerted to potential ecological problems. In the shallowest depths where sunlight penetration is greatest, a green algae flourishes on the rocks. Sea urchins, snails, and other grazers tend to dominate here. The ongoing marine monitoring programs by NAKIL will provide a quantum leap in understanding and protecting this unique underwater environment.